Hi everyone, I am the EOD33 and we are back again for our annual WrestleMania prediction show, this time for WrestleMania 42. I'm going to go over the card for both nights in this episode and just give you my predictions, my thoughts on why I think this is going to happen, some of the wins, some of the losses. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, first match, we're gonna go with WrestleMania Night 1. I believe they announced the first match will be Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and IShowSpeed versus the Usos and LA Knight. I really want to say I think LA Knight and the Usos should win this match and everything. I know IShowSpeed is in it more for the views, and he's a fan. He has been training to wrestle and everything. I know this is supposed to be opening up the show for night 1, which makes sense because IShowSpeed is a phenomenon. I did not realize how big he was in the content creation market. Like, I knew who he was and everything, but I didn't know he was as big as he was. But yeah, I think for this match, Usos and LA Knight should win this match, and maybe that will lead them, one of them, the Usos, maybe to get their rematch for the tag belts, because currently Austin Theory and Logan Paul are the tag team champions. So who knows, maybe they have to run that back. Usos, I think they got their rematch, but then something happened. IShowSpeed was the cause for them losing the belts in the first place. Wrong place, wrong time. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And let's go to the next match. All right, the rest of these matches are in no particular order. But next match that we're going to cover, Gunther and Seth Rollins. For this match, I really do believe Gunther will win this match. Now, I don't know if he'll win it clean. I think Braun Breaker may make an appearance and do something, but in any event, ultimately I think Gunther's going to win, and here's why. I think we're setting up for the Gunther Brock Lesnar match at some point down the line, and I think it's going to end up being for Brock Lesnar's career. Remember, Paul, he did help out Paul Heyman. He says, "Paul, you owe me more than just a thank you. You owe me more than you ever know." And I think that was a way for him to say, "Hey, look, now it's time to collect on what you owe me, Paul, because I took care of your Seth Rollins problem. Now I want Gunther for his career." Or it might not even start out like for his career, but he might want Gunther, and it might turn out to be for his career. And it's a speculation. I think that match ultimately happens at SummerSlam in Minnesota. I think that might be Brock Lesnar's last match, his retirement match. But I could be wrong. So that's my theory. That's the reason why I think Gunther's going to win. And if Braun Breaker interferes, that continues the Braun-Seth Rollins feud. So, yeah, hopefully that's what happens. All right, let's go to the next match. All right, the next match is a fatal four-way match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. We got the champions Nia Jax and Lash Legend versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus, as of right now, as of this recording, the Bella Twins. One of the Bellas, I think, is her. I think it might be Nikki. Has a foot problem, so she's been rehabbing. So hopefully they're able to go for the match. And even if she is hurt, there might still be a way for them to work it in. But as of this recording, and this is recording this right before WrestleMania, night 1. I'm recording this on a Friday. So as of right now, the Bellas are still in the match. So don't at me if it's like, well, you got the match wrong. Like, it is what it is. This is a big if. If the Bellas are in the match, I think the Bellas will win the match. Hear me out. This is the reason why. The Bellas are Hall of Famers. Say what you want about the Bellas, but the Bellas, they did kind of pave the way. A lot of female wrestlers in the business right now are because they watch Total Divas. So they could give them the Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy treatment. Like, they ended up winning NXT championships. They had it for like maybe 2 weeks, but it's on their resume that they were champions. So to me, I think the Bellas do deserve to get these belts based off of that. And my hope is if they do win it, they also drop it at Backlash back to Nia and Last Legend. That's just me and everything. That's why I think the Bells will end up winning the match. Me personally, I would like for Last Legend and Nia Jax to retain, but I don't make the rules. All right, so let me know what you guys think about that in the comments too. And all right, off to the next match. All right, this next match I'm really looking forward to. Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu in an unsanctioned match. For those who don't know, an unsanctioned match means that WWE is not responsible. Technically, it does not go in the win-loss column either. It's just a match. Anything goes. I'm not even sure if there's a referee involved in the match, to be honest with you. I believe they're just there just to count to three, and that's it. Drew McIntyre, I kind of feel bad for him a little bit because I thought he really was going to go to WrestleMania as a champion, but his promos are so good. The way he was just getting under Jacob Fatu's skin, with him in the jail cell, that was a good promo on SmackDown. And this promo for this match, this is kind of tough. It's kind of tough for me because I want to say Jacob Fatu because I think that will elevate him even more into the stratosphere. But Drew McIntyre kind of deserves this win at WrestleMania. He always gets done dirty. I'm glad he at least got a title run finally. But yeah, I think Drew McIntyre's gonna win this match because I could give my boy Drew McIntyre a vote. Jacob, he'll be there for a long time and everything, and he can do a lot more. They could maybe even continue the feud till Backlash, possibly. But yeah, give Drew McIntyre a win on WrestleMania. I know he won a championship that one time, and then against Damian Priest, and then probably. Oh, we don't know what against Damian Priest. What was it against? Was it against Seth Rollins? I can't remember who it was against. And CM Punk interfered, and Damian Priest cashed it on him on WrestleMania. He had the belt for like 3 minutes. So yeah, give Drew a bone. He's great. His promos are great. His ring set's great. Yeah, so that's why I think Drew McIntyre's gonna end up winning this match. All right, off to the next match. All right, the next match is for the Women's Intercontinental Champion, the champion AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Now for this match, all right, this feud does need to end. I'm gonna be mad at Becky Lynch winning the belt again. But what I really want to see, okay, before we even start talking about this match, you know what I really want to see in this place, and not even for the IC belt. I want to see Becky Lynch versus Jessica Carr. Because Jessica Carr has been, they've been beefing like for months now. Every time Becky Lynch loses, she blames Jessica Carr. I hope Jessica Carr is the referee for this match though. But that's what I thought we were gonna go because we've seen this feud. I think it's kind of dragged on a little bit in my opinion. And maybe AJ, and also so AJ can maybe drop the belt, maybe give her some time off. Because I don't know what her status is for the contract because she's not there like weekly and everything. So I don't know like she has like a part-time schedule or what the case may be with that. But yeah, like give it back to Becky. Let Becky feud with somebody else, like an up-and-comer is what I would like to see with the IC belt. But I get it, the IC belt is almost like a 1A championship belt on Raw right now. It's like right with the women's world championship. But yeah, I would like to see Becky retain, and maybe later on, maybe Ivy Now takes it. Somebody like that. That way, because I really want the IC belt to be more of a mid-card belt to see, okay, who's got it to take it to the next level, or who's going to make it to the next level. Like, okay, right now, I would have said Raquel Rodriguez. The reason why I say that, I think Raquel Rodriguez is in the championship picture now. Like, her feud with Stephanie Fouquet was good. But I digress. I'm going off on a tangent. But yeah, I think Becky Lynch is going to end up winning this match against AJ Lee. All right, next match. All right, this next match, they have done a good job building this up. This is for the WWE Women's World Championship. Champion Stephanie Fouquet versus Liv Morgan. And the last couple of weeks leading up to Mania, this storyline is really went into high gear. Liv is Liv Morgan's Liv. This is a toss-up for me. This is a toss-up. If we're this could go either way. To me, if we're really having a destruction of the Judgment Day, I think Liv Morgan wins the championship and eventually feuds with Raquel Rodriguez. I can see that happening. This one's tough to call. Stephanie or Liv? Stephanie or Liv? Liv is more popular. That's what I question. But I'm trying to think, would a loss for Liv hurt her at Mania, or kind of cement Stephanie Foucault? This is kind of hard. But I might have to say Liv Morgan's gonna win this match because she still has Judgment Day, so she still has the numbers behind her to maybe possibly interfere in this match. So reluctantly, I'm gonna have to give it to Liv. But like for me, either woman winning is good, and they did a hell of a job building up the storyline. So I'm really looking forward to it. All right, now next match. All right, now the main event of the evening for night 1 of WrestleMania 42. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Why was I gonna say Drew McIntyre? Versus Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in his corner. I'll just get this out of the way first. I believe Randy Orton is winning this match. Maybe some shenanigans with Pat McAfee, but I think Randy Orton's going to get number 15. I think that's the championship that he's got for a 15 championship run. And here's why. Cody doesn't really need to win it at all. I will say this with the storyline. I believe Pat McAfee did not need to be interjected into this match because Cody and Randy has so much history already. I was kind of hoping they were leaning into the legacy stuff to help propel the feud. Pat McAfee, I mean, a lot of people talking about because of Pat McAfee, that's for sure. So I kind of get it, but I kind of wish it wasn't the case. And I thought, or if they were going to do it, that Pat McAfee was more of an addition to what was going on with the feud with Legacy, like just the Legacy, because Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase were all part of Legacy and stuff. And there was another member too. There was a fourth member of Legacy that did not last long. But yeah, I thought they could have just added him in, but now it seems like Pat McAfee's more the focus of the storyline. But yeah, ultimately I think Randy's gonna win. I don't know if he's gonna win clean. I doubt he's gonna win clean. But yeah, Randy Orton, I think at the end of night 1, is gonna hold up that championship for number 15. So there you have it. Those are my predictions for WrestleMania night 1. But we're about to go do WrestleMania night 2. So stay tuned. And I was actually thinking about making this later so I can look different and everything, but now we're gonna just keep it rolling. All right, next up, WrestleMania night 2 predictions. All right, WrestleMania night 2. We'll start off with this match, Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. I am so glad that the WWE decided to listen what the fans wanted. But even I was taken aback at how over Oba Femi was. Because I've been watching NXT for a long time, and I was like, yeah, when he gets called up, he needs to go against Brock Lesnar. Didn't think it was going to happen. But then it happened. And it's been good. Brock has not gotten the better of Oba as of this recording, because I have not watched SmackDown yet. The SmackDown, the Go Home show before WrestleMania. I have not watched that yet. But Brock has never gotten the better of Oba in this whole thing. And I know a lot of people that watch the main roster don't watch NXT. So I was like, once they put that microphone in Oba Femi's hands, it's about to be over. It's going to show that he is the complete package. He cut a promo for the ages, I thought, on the Raw Go Home show. So I think WWE, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. Oba Femi should win this match. And this is why he should win the match. Oba should win the match because he's the next big thing now. Brock, you're almost on your way out, or you had a career. You losing to Oba Femi won't really do anything, or you beating Oba Femi doesn't do anything for Brock Lesnar. Not really, when you really think about it. But Oba beating Brock Lesnar, that's a different story. This could catapult him to superstardom. I mean, people's already doing the strut in the audience. Kids are doing it. The grandparents are doing it. Everybody's doing it. And he's good on the mic too. I believe if Obafemi beats Brock Lesnar, Obafemi could be world champion before the end of 2026. And I think that's what they should do. Because back in the day, they used to push younger talent more. Brock Lesnar was a super young champion. Randy Orton, Rock, relatively speaking, was a young champion. What was he, like maybe 25, 24, something like that? I don't know. But they used to do that. And then you sink or swim. It's like, here's the thing, it's wrestling. It's if it doesn't work, you could always take the belt off them. It's not a big deal and everything. But I think Oba should win, and y'all know I'm a big Oba fan. Or those of you that are familiar with me on the channel, I'm a big Oba fan. Always have been. Go watch the old NXT VODs. But anyway, that's my prediction. Let's go to the next match. All right, the rest of these matches are no particular order because I don't know the order of the matches. But we have Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio on the card. Before I get to who I think is going to win the match, I will tell you one thing that I don't like about the match. Not the match itself, but the fact they've advertised Demon Finn Balor. So yes, Demon Finn Balor will be versus Dominic Mysterio. And the reason why I don't like it, because I think that should have been left out. That should have been a surprise at WrestleMania. And if you want to tease it, you tease it the Monday or the Monday night before WrestleMania or the Friday before WrestleMania. It's just a quick little tease without actually even saying it. But to me, I would have thought it would be better off if they didn't mention it at all, and then he just shows up as a demon, because we haven't seen the demon in years. That's my only little gripe about the match. But the match itself, I think Finn Balor's gonna walk out of this match. Y'all know I like Dominic Mysterio. Go back to the video last year, the WrestleMania prediction video, where y'all were hating on me. Y'all were hating on me when I said I think Dominic Mysterio is gonna be the IC champion. Y'all were hating. Y'all thought I was insane, and then he ended up winning, and he's super over. And the reason why I also think Finn will end up winning this match, because Dominic is the mega champion, Triple A mega champion. So he's got business down in AAA wrestling. So it's a good way of you could not really write him off TV, but he's got other fish to fry. Right now, you got El Grande Americano 2.0 is the number one contender for that same championship. Y'all could do something with that, play with that a little bit on the main roster instead of having, the Finn Balor situation. So that's why I think Finn's gonna win. And yeah, Finn is basically a face now. So we haven't seen that in a long time either. So yeah, that's what I think of the match. That's how I think it's gonna go down. But like I always say, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. But next match, off to next match. All right, the next match is for the Intercontinental Championship men's ladder match. I'm gonna have to look at my notes so I don't forget who's all in it. We got JD McDonough versus Dragon Lee versus Penta, who is the Intercontinental Champion, versus Javon Evans making his WrestleMania debut, versus Rey Mysterio versus Rusev. Yes, I know what you're saying. He looks like a bunch of high flyers and stuff like that. And then there's Rusev. Remember, Kane did win a Money in the Bank match before too, and we all thought that was crazy when he was in it. But anyway, yeah, this match, I will admit, I think it's gonna come down between two people, even a possible three. I'll just go say who I think has a likely chance of winning, but with ladder matches, you just never know. I think JD McDonough has a good chance of winning this match. Just to put some gold back in the clubhouse for Judgment Day. Javon Evans, I think Javon Evans, for him to win at WrestleMania will be wild. And I kind of want to see that happen, but I have to remember though, Penta's super over. Penta is super over. I can see Penta walking out, retaining the championship in the ladder match because how over he is. And maybe build a proper chase for Javon Evans to it. I wouldn't mind seeing that, a proper chase for the IC title instead of a ladder match, because they haven't really built up the ladder match. It's like kind of good that they're having it, but I really would like to see Javon win it, but I don't know if they're gonna pull the trigger on the young OG so soon and everything. But yeah, I think Penta's gonna end up retaining this match, or retaining the belt in this match. So there you go. That's my pick, Penta. But like I said, JD is a good choice, and Javon, it would be so cool they did that, showing people that, hey, no, we do got future stars here. Here we go. But we still got time for Javon, so we don't have to rush it if they don't want to. So Penta retains. All right, next match. All right, the next match on the card is for the United States Championship, which will be Trick Williams versus your champion, Sami Zayn. All right, I think Trick Williams winning this match. To me, there's like no reason for Trick Williams not to win this match. He is super, super over right now. He's also making his WrestleMania debut, along with, I forgot to mention earlier, Obafemi, WrestleMania debut. All of them were like the stars of NXT. They all roughly got called up about the same time. So, yeah, Trick Williams. Like, I like Sami Zayn. I really do. And I see Sami Zayn slowly turning to the dark side. But don't act like we've never seen a heel Sami Zayn before. When he had the Intercontinental Championship, like back a couple years ago, when he was a conspiracy theorist, he was a heel. He was a straight heel. He even turned on Kevin Owens that one time. We didn't think that was ever gonna happen. But yeah, I think this is Trick's night, and the crowd will. If Trick wins, the crowd will go insane. They already go insane just by him showing up. So you can only imagine what will happen if he wins the United States Championship, which we could also remember. Carmelo Hayes is lurking in the wings, won that championship back. But we know Trick and Carmelo, they have history, and they're actually they have good matches. So yeah, Trick Williams, and maybe Lil Yachty will be there too, and everything. And I say what they want. I hope Lil Yachty is there because I do like the dynamic. And how did we call him Sami Zayn Gingerbread Man? It's crazy. It was insane how Lil Yachty had the gingerbread T-shirt on. That was crazy. All right, guys, but that's it for that pick. Trick Willie Wonka for the United States Championship. All right, next match. All right, next match. This is for the WWE Women's Championship, which will be Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill, who is the current champion. All right, this one's a little tough, but this is who I think is going to win the match. All right, I'm going to pull a Dominic Mysterio on this one. Hear me out before I say this. I think Jade Cargill is going to retain her championship at WrestleMania. And here's why. Rhea beating Jade, to me, even though it's for the championship, would just be like almost like another match. Jade beating Rhea could catapult Jade into superstardom. That's the dynamic, because Rhea is super over and everything like that. I think the win does more for Jade than it would do for Rhea. And that's why I think Jade is going to win the match. And Jade has a little faction now. I don't care if she wins clean. She got to do a little shenanigans to win with B-Fab and Michin. But I do ultimately think Jade Cargill is going to win the match. And I think they should. Like, this loss against Rhea loses does nothing for Rhea. It doesn't hurt her whatsoever. So, but I think it'll be a good match. Like, one thing about Rhea Ripley, she showed out at WrestleMania. She shows out at WrestleMania, and Jade Cargill's underrated as a wrestler. Jade Cargill can do some stuff. So we'll see. And if they keep it like more brutal and physical, yeah, Jade really excels at that too. So, but don't act like Jade can't do any moves. Like Jade can wrestle a little bit. Jade can wrestle. So that's who I think. Not only that's what I think, that's what I want to happen. I want Jade. But I could be wrong. Yeah, I can go ahead, throw your arrows at me in the comments now. But we'll find out in a few days if I was right or not. So all right, off to the next match. And now, the main event of the WrestleMania weekend will be CM Punk, the champion, versus Roman Reigns. This might be the hardest one to pick out of the entire WrestleMania weekend. It's like, this one's tough. I really don't know. This is 50-50. Punk has never really got his WrestleMania moment, because last year he was in a triple threat match against Roman and Seth, and he didn't win. because Roman's status as kind of a part-timer, I almost want to say CM Punk because of that, but I think Roman Reigns is going to end up winning this match. I think he's going to end up winning this match. I'm conflicted. Because as I'm saying that, I'm like changing my mind at the moment too. I'm like, man, they really booked myself into a corner. And the promos leading up to the matches have been good too. But the reason why I think Roman might ultimately be the champion, yes, he is on a part-time schedule, so sort of, but Roman having a championship while he's there, it's like it's just gold. It just is. And CM Punk is always there, so CM Punk can always pick it back up when Roman or somebody else can when Roman decides to like leave again. But Roman Reigns is champion. It feels a little different now that he's not champion. So so he could be he's already a tribal chief, head of the table, all that. But there's nobody at the table right now. But I think Roman's gonna win. I think Roman's gonna win. Like, that's just my gut. Like I said, I could be wrong. Like, I hate to say it and everything because I want CM Punk to have his actual WrestleMania moment. Like, okay, I finally main evented WrestleMania and won. So I think it might be Roman Reigns. I'm just gonna have to go with Roman Reigns right now. Like, if I'm wrong, I'll be happy to be wrong about that. But Roman Reigns. All right. So that's all my predictions. But I am gonna go over a couple things before that. So stay tuned to this. All right. Some of my thoughts about Mania, what I wish would have happened but isn't happening. How is Io Sky not on the card? How is she not on the card? Io is so good. I thought we were gonna get the Asuka Io match, but I think they might be saving her or the Asuka just in case the Bellas can't go. That's the rumors on the street. That's word on the street. I don't know. I'm not an insider or nothing like that. But that would make sense. Like if Nikki Bella couldn't go, either replace Nikki with a person or replace the entire tag team. So I get it. But Io definitely should be on the card. Another thing, Carmelo Hayes not being on the card is criminal. That's side-eye. Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offense side-eye. Because my man just had the United States Championship, like, I think he lost it 3 weeks ago. Right before Mania, he loses the belt, and now he's not going to be on the show at all. Like, for me, I wouldn't mind them making it a triple threat match, but it is what it is. Because I think Carmelo, I always want to say Carmelo Anthony. Sorry, I'm a Knicks fan. But Carmelo Hayes, and I always mess up Carmelo and whatever. But Melo, he definitely deserves to be at WrestleMania. Like, he kind of carried him and Ilya Dragunov, another one that is like, kind of left out. They were carrying that whole United States division for a minute. So it's a shame to not see them on the card. But I also neglected to mention that John Cena is the host of WrestleMania. So John Cena will be there, which is good. That's a good call. But, like, when he retires, it's not like he would never do anything with WWE. So let's get that thought out of here. So I'm glad John Cena is coming back as the host. I have no problems with that whatsoever. Yeah, and that's it for my prediction show. I just wanted to throw that out there real quick with Io Sky and Carmelo Hayes and stuff. So, I just wanted to throw that out there. So there's other people that's missing the card too, but hopefully next year, what I want to see them bring back next year is the Women's Battle Royale. Like, the men seem to be like on SmackDown now, but it's like, look, you could have a Women's Battle Royal. I would like to see it called the China Memorial Battle Royal, like, honestly, and do that just so more women can be on the card. But I do like the fact they have matches at WWE World, for the fans that's in attendance for that. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, that's it, everybody. Those are my predictions. Let me know, right, wrong, indifferent. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, whatever you want to write, let me know in the comments. It's always better before WrestleMania come out because that way we know if you're a real one or you're just going with the results. So that's it for me, guys. As always, I am the End of Days 33. Hope you all have a good day, good night, and a pleasant tomorrow. Make sure you stay kind to one another. Make sure you wash your hands. But like I always say, you should have been doing all those things anyway. Make sure, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the channel. I go live every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday, we do live watch-alongs with Monday Night Raw. Tuesdays, live watch-alongs with NXT. Wednesdays, live watch-alongs with Evolve. And on Saturdays, most Saturdays, as long as it comes on around 10 o'clock, we also do watch-alongs of AAA. So until next time, see you later, and happy WrestleMania.